Mink, we are committed to making a meaningful and positive impact in the schools and businesses within our community. Like a Hail Mary, throw to win the game. We are here to help you every step of the way to take care of your financial goals. We are dedicated to helping you score big while we strive to make a big impact in our community. American Mink is a proud supporter of the Remsen St. Mary's football and volleyball teams, and we are wishing them a happy and successful season. Bump up the spirit and cheer on the Hawks to victory. American Mink, achieving success together. Member FDIC.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fuller Digital Solutions St. Mary's Hawks football. I'm Ryan Hayek, and to the right of me is former RSM head coach Zach Arnold again tonight. Tonight's matchup will be the 1-2 Panthers of Kingsley-Pierson and the 3-0 Hawks of Remsen St. Mary's. Hawks come into tonight with a 32 home game winning streak that dates back to 2016 and have beat the Panthers the last 7 matchups. Coaching tonight's game will be entering his 4th year for Kingsley-Pierson, Jeff Olson, and in his 3rd year for the Hawks will be Coach Tim Osterman. Coach Arnold and I were fortunate to have a conversation with Osterman this morning. Got a little, put him on the hot seat a little bit and quizzed him with some questions. But after talking with him this morning, Coach, offensively, he wanted to, limit the penalties. They need to be able to run the ball and don't get behind the chains. And just, why don't you just talk about a little bit of what that means, not playing behind the chains tonight?
Right, Ryan. Talking with Coach Osterman today, looking at his opposition a little bit, he wants to try to establish the run. St. Mary's has so many weapons, and in a game like this, though, it is kind of soothing as a coach when you know you can come out of the gate and establish a good run game, take some pressure off of your linemen and your quarterback and your receivers, and when you do that, things will open up for you. And then as far as, working behind the chains, you don't want to start off a game like this slow. You don't want to start off having penalties, and letting them get you in situations like 1st and 15, 2nd and long. It just becomes more difficult to work back with that, especially when you're trying to, establish your run game. You don't want to put yourself in positions where you're kind of forced to throw the ball.
Yeah, and then defensively tonight, he wants to be able to stop the run, make them throw the ball, and getting lined up properly in the right gaps, pressuring the QB, and just talk about how important it is to line up in the right gaps defensively to stop an offense.
Right. I mean, I'm a big believer there. I think that's a huge component of having a good defense. A lot of people get zoned in on, who your man is in most sports, basketball and football, and that is true to a sense. But what you want to do also is make sure that your gap's sound. And what that means is even your defensive backs, when they're out guarding a guy, essentially have a gap in the run fill. If you don't want to have got 2 guys in the same gap, so proper alignment and proper scheme facilitate you to be able to make tackles because the guy doesn't have an open gap to run through.
Especially in 8-man football, right? One guy makes a mistake, it's usually a touchdown on the other side. So,
absolutely.
I was able to talk to Coach Jeff Olson this morning for the Panthers, and offensively, they want to get the ball into the playmakers' hands in space, which sounds easy. But, Coach, just talk about how as an offensive coordinator or as a head coach, where you want to get the ball in the playmakers' hands, but talk about how you do that.
Right, so it's difficult, when you're coming in here and playing the good St. Mary's defense, and they're trying to take away the run. If your playmakers are your backs in the backfield, you really have to find a way to get them out in space. We talked about this a little bit earlier with Coach, running some screens, getting the ball out in the open field and trying to make them make a tackle one-on-one versus a back getting the ball and kind of having chaotic mess at the line of scrimmage and essentially getting tackled. So he's going to want to get the ball out there, and he does. Kingsley does a great job of that. You watch their film, a lot of screens, a lot of out routes, high percentage throws. I think their quarterback's throwing like 80% or 70% on the year, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute with his stats. But, yeah, it's just so important to move your playmakers and try to get mismatches and things of that nature. And so we'll see if the Panthers do that tonight. Defensively, he wants to stop the QB run for the Hawks, cover the receivers on the outside, win those one-on-one matchups. And, it sounds easy and sounds nice, but just talk about how you would, try to stop that QB run for the Hawks.
It's tough because, when you're trying to do all these different things with all the different weapons St. Mary's has, essentially an 8-man, you really can't double team, one guy more or less, more than one. And when you're trying to stop the quarterback run, the biggest thing is to having your defensive ends, seal that edge. They're not going to want to see Kale out running to the boundary, getting outside and being able to use the sideline. So for them, I would expect to see, good defensive discipline and having their defensive ends kind of staying home, keeping their outside hand and shoulder free, and being able to force Kale to stay in the pocket if they want him to throw and make him throw. You don't want to get into a game where Kale has the option to run or throw every play because, again, it's just hard for a team to match up, even with Kingsley's athletes, because they do have athletes to match up with a team in any regard that has that many weapons.
This is a very heavy senior team on the KP sideline. 12 seniors, I think I counted on the roster. I talked to Coach Olson. He said to be the best, you have to beat the best, and that's what's ahead of them tonight. And, losing the last 7 against the Hawks, we'll see what kind of fight they came off to after the kickoff. But, let's go over the starting lineup here for the Panthers. At running back, it'll be number 1, Josh Harvey. He's a senior. At quarterback will be number 34, Bo Goodwin. He's a junior. At the receivers, it'll be number 3, Evan Newman, and number 4, Boston Duchette. They're both receivers. They will be out without their one of their receivers, Connor Billner. He's out tonight with an injury. At the line position, at center will be number 76, Reed Huth. And at the guards will be Charlie Rinking and Derek Rinking. Those are cousins. On defense, Kevin Wright will be coming in at cornerback compared to the offense. The D linemen will be the both Rinkin boys. The linebacker will be Goodwin and Harvey, and Newman and Duchette will be at that corner's position. They play like a 2-2-3 type of defense on the Panthers. So, and the Hawks, let's go over the Hawks starting lineup tonight. At quarterback will be Cale Ortman. At running back will be Brennan Fish. At slot back will be Alex Schrader. At receiver, tight end will be Ryan Wilkin. At the center position will be Lennon Steichen. At guard will be Ty Tritz, and Hunter Pick is the starting offense for the Hawks. Coach, let's just talk about the stats a little bit coming into tonight's game. Panthers are 1-2. The Hawks are 3-0. This Bo Goodwin, he's completing 70% of his passes for 700 yards, 13 TDs to 1 interception. Just talk about how efficient that is on that side of the ball.
Right. No, a quarterback like that, can really give you some concerns when you're out there trying to cover everybody. And they do a good job getting the ball down the field as well. They hit these high percentage routes, but you can also look for Kingsley to be running some what we'd call an out and up, getting vertical down to the sideline and putting your defensive backs in pressure by throwing the ball deep a lot. And I think that's going to be a big, a point for them to try to emphasize, because I think if they try to nickel and dime too much, St. Mary's explosive offense could get away from them. And I think those big plays are kind of going to be what makes the game for Kingsley.
Yeah, they got 2 running backs, just over 100 yards. Harvey's leading the way with 4 yards a carry, a couple touchdowns. And Bo is showing that he can run the ball, too, with 103 yards. The receiver, like I said, they're without their second leading receiver with Billner. He's got 15 catches, 200 yards. Evan Newman, though, has 17 catches for 246, 6 TDs. So his main target going into tonight. So that's be key for the Hawks to make sure they keep an eye on him.
Absolutely, Ryan. And one thing I always preached when I was coaching defense was, hey, I'm gonna take away your teddy bear. I'm gonna find what you're secure with and you're comfortable with, and what makes you feel safe. And I'm gonna try to take that away from you. So a quarterback, one of his top 2 receivers is out. That could pose to be a problem for them. However, I think Kingsley will come out hungry, and they're definitely wanting to win this game. And so I think I'm looking for other guys to kind of step up and fill that role for the missing Billner.
Yeah, and then on the Hawks side, Cale Ortman throwing 80% of his completions, 5 TDs to 1. Yards are down because of the last couple of weeks, the opponents. But then you got Brennan Fish carrying 259 yards, 7 TDs, just impressive stats there. And Willman and Schrader over 100 yards receiving. So, this should be on paper. It's as good as advertised, Coach. And I know we've been looking forward to this last couple weeks to call this game. So we're about to kick things off here. And so we'll take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. This is Hawk Football, Fuller Digital Solutions.
Quarterback, number 15, a senior, Cale Ortman.
Family has been providing trusted funerals since 1943, when Joseph and Adele Fish bought Remsen's only funeral home. Beginning in 1976, Joe's son Joel and his wife Jean continued the tradition of being a family-owned and operated business. In 2009, David and Elizabeth Fish carried the family tradition into the future and now offer monuments. The Fish family is honored to assist you in your time of need, offering care and compassion. Fish Funeral Home and Monuments in Remsen, our family serving your family since 1943.
Head coach for the Hawks was Kevin Osterman, assisted by Ryan Gallus, Michael Coyne, Levi Brink, Jared.
Staying healthy means enjoying life's best moments, and the best way to stay healthy is to make your routine appointments. Whether you have new symptoms or it's time for your annual exam, the providers at Floyd Valley Healthcare know and listen to you, so you'll get the care that you need. We help you stay healthy by providing preventative care, finding health concerns early, managing chronic conditions, and connecting you with specialty care close to home. Don't miss a single special moment. Make your appointment today.
I'm Dr. Brooke Kahns. I'm a new general surgeon at Floyd Valley Healthcare, and I look forward to working with the community.
Gangler Feed Service in Remsen is your complete farm store. We feed all farm species, and we're a Hubbard, Kent, and big game dealer. Whether it's sprayers, grain banking, corn drying, or feeding your animals, we're your complete farm store, and service is our business. Gangler Feed Service in Remsen. Call them at 786-2234 or stop in and see them. Service is our business at Gangler Feed Store, Remsen.
Welcome back to Hawk Football. We're getting ready to kick things off here. Coach, where is the football weather? It's about 77 degrees to kick off right now.
Ryan, a little warm for my taste, honestly, man. I could use like 40 or high 30s is kind of where I like to operate
Let's
at,
go.
man. Hey, I will say one thing real quick, too, and I see this a lot, and hats off to both schools, man. Like, they both did the national anthem just perfectly. The kids are doing the right thing, and you talk about, doing the little things right and getting started off, and to be able to stand there before a game when your energy's up and, salute that flag, man, that means something to me. So hats off to both Kingsley and St. Mary's for both looking uniform and doing the right thing.
Coach, before kickoff here, what are some takeaways going into tonight for both teams to be successful?
Right. Ryan, I was thinking about that earlier today after our church wine hot seat with Coach Osterman. And what came to my mind is, instead of trying to point out a bunch of different things, is this one main philosophy is, in any game or sport or competitive battle, someone's coming in. And if you're Kingsley, St. Mary's is clearly the favorite right now, I think, just based off record
on paper,
and
sure,
stuff and
right?
on paper. You don't want to come in there afraid, man. Like, you have to go into this fight like you can win, And St. Mary's, same thing. You can't just sit back and wait for the game to come to you. You kind of got to go take it. You see this a lot in sports and certainly in the military, and you're taking the fight to somebody, you have to do that. And you can't be afraid and sit back because they're coming for you eventually, you know what I mean? So St. Mary's wants to start off, on fire and run the plays they want to run and play good defense. And I think Kingsley, can't really be too reserved. They kind of got to throw their best game at the Hawks to take them down tonight.
Oh, absolutely. They start the season 1-2, so I'm guessing they're going to try to build on from those couple losses. Coach Olson said they learned a lot from those two losses, so we'll see if that helps them in this game. They're going to get the ball right away to start the game off, and I'm a kind of guy offensively. I'll take a shot right at the Hawks. Let them know, hey, we're here to play. You better gear up for a 4-quarter game.
No, absolutely, Ryan. You don't want to have St. Mary's pinning their ears back and just getting downhill on you right away. You kind of want to make them respect you as soon as possible.
So we are kicking things off here in week 4. Jackson with the kick, and it's going to be a chance to return there from Pratt.
And Kingsley can be lethal on these special teams.
Cuts it up to the 20, and he's going to get tackled about the 23-yard line. Nice return by the Panthers. So we'll see it 1st and 10. So I think the Panthers run a type of hurry-up offense. I know, speaking of Osterman today, and he was kind of concerned on how fast they get in and out of that huddle. So we'll see how they play here. So they're going to go with a tight formation, 5-man line, and Goodwin in the backfield. He's going to option it to Harvey. Harvey on the near side. Picks up a couple, but gets tackled by Jackson Bunkers.
And a really nice read by Jackson there. He got 45 degrees downhill and then had a great lateral pursuit to make that play, because that was a pretty well-designed play against the Hawks for the first play of the game.
Here's that tempo here we talked about early.
And they are quick.
Goodwin and Harvey in the backfield, 2nd and 8. Tight formation. They're going to try to draw the Hawks off sides, and nothing. It looked like Harvey had a lot of room there on that
He
option,
did.
so.
Great play by Jackson. That Mike linebacker can really make a difference in 8-man. I'm telling you.
He's going to drop back to pass. He's got some time. Looks downfield. He's going to chuck it deep. No one there but the Hawks, and it's going to be Willman on the interception. So a little miscommunication between the Panthers there. And Goodwin just throws it up. There was no one there but a couple of Hawk defenders, and Willman with a nice interception. So early, a big play for the Hawks defense.
Yeah, and if you're Kingsley, that's a little bit of cause for concern, because like Coach Osterman said, he wants to put pressure on that quarterback and not let him make those downfield throws. And there wasn't really any pressure there, and he kind of just made the decision-making process fell through on him, and he threw a ball that he shouldn't have thrown.
So 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Hawks are going to throw it out to Alex Schrader on the far side. He's got a block. He picks up 10. Then he's going to get taken out of bounds after a first down. That was Boston Duchette on the tackle, but nice first down play by the Hawks.
Absolutely, especially, Coach wants to come out running the ball. You kind of get their eyes moving over to the boundary and see a receiver catch it. Now they got to honor that as well, so that could open up the run game for the Hawks.
So Hawks are going to come 3 receivers to the near side. Ortman alone in the backfield. Ortman's going to call his number. Hunter Pick leading the way. He's got a block by Hunter. He's got some open green ahead of him. Makes a guy miss. It's going to be a Hawk touchdown. A 41-yard Hawk touchdown to start the game. Unbelievable play. No one was in sight. Hunter Pick on the block. That was a great 2-play drive for the Hawks.
Yeah, both of those were really great plays by design, and the Hawks executed, and then that's what happens, man. You get in the end zone.
And we talked about that in pregame. Coach Olson wanted to control that QB run. First time they run it goes for 41 yards.
Absolutely.
So big play. They get the turnover on the defensive side, and then 2 plays later put 6 points on the board. So Jackson going to line up for the extra point. Snap a little high. Hold is good. Kick is... It's good. So it's going to be Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 7, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
At Happy Siesta Healthcare Center in Remsen, Iowa, we strive to provide a comfortable home away from home, whether your needs are for long-term care or rehab to home. Regardless of your level of care, our mission is to provide you and your loved ones with quality, compassionate care in your time of need. An outpatient therapy is available with Remsen Rehab, located inside Happy Siesta. And Happy Siesta Healthcare Center is always looking for quality employees, so contact us if you'd like to work here. Happy Siesta Healthcare Center, Remsen.
Welcome back to Hawk Football Fuller Digital Solutions. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and thanks all the sponsors for making this possible. I know this is pretty cool,
Oh yeah, it's a very cool gig.
Watch the football game from afar, whether it's the same state, different state. But I'll tell you what, we had a lot of people here tonight to watch this game too. So good crowd from Kingsley and a good crowd for St. Mary's. So.
Yeah, games like this are fun to call and coach, man.
Oh,
when there's
absolutely.
a little bit on the line and you got a big crowd out in front of you, it's nice.
2 good ball clubs. Jackson to kick off. He's going to give the Panthers a good chance here. That's Kurtz on the return. He takes it across the 20 to just over the 25-yard line. So good field position by the Panthers here to start their second drive in the early game here. 10:35 left here in the first quarter. Hawks score off a turnover and a two-play drive. Well, the Panthers, like you said, Coach, they had a Goodwin had time to throw the ball there. Just no open receivers downfield. So we'll see what they do here. 1st and 10. Goodwin on the play action. He's going to roll. He's got a guy. It's high up there, and it's completed. That is to Deschette for a nice big gain there. That's that play action they like to get into.
And the receiver's limping a little bit here, Ryan. But anyhow, I really like Kingsley's play call there. I was going to say before we started, if you're Kingsley, don't let that interception scare you. It was just a bad decision-making process. It wasn't anything that was put in that position.
So Harvey on the carry here. He's going to go inside. He's going to pick up about 1 on the carry. Yeah, good one. That was only his 2nd interception all year. So,
right.
You got to go right back to him, let him know you got confidence.
Exactly.
And
don't play afraid.
Yeah, that's what we talked about that earlier. Let the Hawks know we're here to play. So 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Goodwin and Harvey alone in the backfield. It looks like an option right. Goodwin's going to call his own number and get taken after a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Looked like Groper on the tackle there.
And Ryan, this as a quarterback, as an option play there, with the lead blocker especially, you want to take more of a, a back end step to get depth. You don't want to run right at that defensive end because he can get his hands on you. You want to stay a little bit out of his reach and have the option to pass the ball off to the running back.
Absolutely. Tack downhill, that outside shoulder, pitch it. Let your typically running backs are a little faster than QBs. I know Dirt was just a little bit faster than I was back in the day. Barely. But yeah, get the ball to the running back's hands. So a 3rd and long here for the Panthers. This is what Coach Osterman wanted the game to be here.
And you're probably in two-down territory
be alone
for
in
the
backfield
Hawks.
Here. Or no, that's 10 on the carry. He's got some room up the middle. It's going to be close to a 1st down. That was Pratt on the carry. So they're going to mark it just short of the 1st down. So 4th and 1 for the Panthers.
And if you're the Hawks here, you really have to be disciplined on the line of scrimmage. You don't want to give them an easy 1st down because in all reality, you could get a stop here and get the ball back, and that big pass to start off the series didn't do any damage.
Yeah, exactly. A big stop here. Forgets about that big yard gain. So here we go. 4th and 1 here. That's Pratt on the carry. He's going to get tackled right about the line of scrimmage. Oh, I think the Hawks have stopped it. That was Schrader on the tackle. I like the play call. It worked good this last carry. Why not go back to it? But they're not even going to mark they're not even going to take it out for measurement. It's turnover on downs.
Yeah, I think it was a loss, and that's kind of the challenge of, having that wildcat, backfield essentially, because you're starting at a disadvantage behind the line of scrimmage, and it's harder to get those yards back.
So Hawks take over gun tee, and we got our first flag of the night. And it's going to be a false start on the Hawks. So they're back up in their own territory. Something you don't want to see is a flag coming out way back here in your end zone. So.
Absolutely, and like we talked pregame, Ryan, in terms of getting lined up properly for Kingsley here, you really have to be gap sound and not let Kale or any of these backs get to the edge and turn this into a 1st down easily.
T formation, hand off to Schrader up the middle. Schrader's going to pick up a couple of yards, about 5 yards. So he picks up the penalty yardage, and he's going to make it 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. So the Hawks D has answered with a big turnover on downs. They're going to have 2 receivers to the far side, Kale and Fish in the backfield. Snaps to Ortman. Ortman's going to chuck it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete pass. The receiver and DB just tangled up.
Yeah, incidental contact, Ryan. And one thing I noticed here on this last play is Kingsley's been using a safety most of the year on their film, and it looks like they've kind of gotten away from that to maybe crowd the box a little bit more to stop that Hawks run. So, their emphasis is essentially on stopping the run game, and they're going to let their one-on-one matchups on the outside dictate, how much success St. Mary's going to have passing the ball.
It looked like good coverage by Deschette there, guarding Willman, a leading receiver. So 3rd and long for the Hawks. Hawks are going to open up with 2 receivers to the near side, tight end to the far side. Jackson gets the snap, has some time, throws it across the middle, completes it to Willman across the 35-yard line for a big Hawk first down. That was a 3rd and long conversion.
You know, and if you're Kingsley there, Ryan, you know, on third and long like that down in St. Mary's own territory, I would have liked to see them back up their secondary a little bit. You know, they're playing kind of snug, and you don't have to do that because if they don't get the first down there, pretty good chance the Hawks are going to punt. You know what I mean? So you can back up to the sticks and keep it in front of you and not let that play develop. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it worked for them.
Big conversion by the Hawks. Ortman alone in the backfield. They're going to go back to that touchdown play. He picks up a good chunk of change there. But we do have another flag on the play.
I think we're going to get Jackson Bunkers on a block in the back possibly here.
So let's see what they're asking the KP sideline. So it's going to be a holding against the Hawks. So 2 back-to-back first downs comes with the flag. So this is something that Osterman talked to us, this morning. Does not want to play behind the chains and limit the penalties. And so far, that's not happened here in the early going.
Well, right. And not only are you losing yards, you're kind of frustrating yourself trying to get those yards back every time as well.
So they're going to go 3 receivers to the far side. Ortman alone in the backfield. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, finds Willman to the near side. Willman's going to take it up, still on his feet, and he's going to pick up a good chunk of change. That's 10 yards. Nice, easy out route. Nice little pitch and catch.
Yeah, he's money on those.
Yeah. When you can get that quarterback receiver timing like that, how do you stop it?
And that's what it was, Ryan, because I'm watching the play develop, and I'm seeing Kale release the ball out of the peripheral vision I have, and it's like, man, where's he throwing it? And Willman's right there to make the catch. So, again, well-timed play by the Hawks.
So that makes it very right at midfield here for the 2nd and 6 for the Hawks.
This is a tough formation here for Kingsley. GTRA ran this quite a bit and had some good success running the ball.
Ortman's going to take it to the far side, breaks 1 tackle. He's still going. A nice run by Ortman, picks up enough for the first down inside of Panther territory at the 26-yard line. So nice run by Cale Ortman.
Yeah, that's a tough formation, Ryan, because if you overload that strong side, because the emphasis is over there, you forget that backside, those gaps need to be accounted for. You can't overshift on that and try to take away the strength of the formation.
The Hawks haven't shown much of running away from the trip side
Exactly.
either. So that was something they showed here. So 2 receivers far side, Cale, Fish, hand off to Fish. Fish to the near side. He's getting chased down and gets nothing on the carry. That was a nice play by Goodwin and Pratt on the tackle. That's what you got to do if you're the Panthers. You got to win that first down.
Absolutely, and they've been doing a job. It's just these plays develop, and it's
just the
got to find these wrinkles.
3rd and long conversion that really hurt the stop there. So we just under 6 minutes here in the quarter. Ortman, Fish in the backfield. Ortman's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle to Schrader. Schrader got enough for the first down. So nice again, pitch and catch. Ortman looks like he's perfect tonight.
Yeah, their timing's tough, Ryan. I mean, I'm watching it from a defensive, mind, and I'm like, boy, the timing on that is hard to stop.
Boy, it looks like he's getting the ball out and throwing it out there.
The pocket collapsed a little bit there. It looked like the defensive tackles were able to penetrate a little bit up the middle, and Cale just do it right in their face.
Here early in the game. 5:30 left here in the first quarter. Hawks are marching. They're at the Panther 15-yard line. The tight formation here for the Hawks. Ortman motioning Schrader. He's going to fake to Schrader. Keep it. He's going to cut it inside. He's still on his feet. Hunter out there lead blocking. And he's going to be stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line. So, again, it's going to be another Hawk first down. Boy, Ortman is running tough here early tonight.
He is.
And big 44 Hunter pick is doing a nice job leading the way, too.
Yeah, the Hawks are doing a really good job getting Kingsley-Pierson's eyes to move around in the backfield a little bit. They're pulling a guy and going the opposite direction and leading. It's as hard as a linebacker to pick up on that and go to the ball.
So 1st and goal here for the Hawks. Gun T formation. Hand off to Fish. Fish up the middle. Touchdown, Hawks! Brennan Fish on a 3-yard touchdown run. That's his 8th of the season already.
He's got a bunch of them.
Boy, so what a drive by the Hawks. March, 76 yards. So great drive by the Hawks offense there, taking advantage of a turnover on downs by the Panthers.
Right, really good damage control by the Hawks. The game started off in their favor and then a couple plays and able to take advantage of that.
So Hawks are going to line up for the PAT. Kale gets the snap, and he's going to throw it to Garrett for a 2-point conversion, and it's going to be good. So the Hawks with the little fake there get a conversion there. It's going to be 15-0 Hawks. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Hawk Football, Fuller Digital Solutions, here with Coach Arnold in the house again. 5:07 here left in the first quarter. And Coach, we've seen some good things by the Panthers offense. Just couldn't convert there in the red zone. And, against good teams, that's what you need to do. You need to convert and take advantage of those red zone opportunities.
Right. They definitely seen some holes in the Hawks defense, so I'd be curious to see how they come out this next series and what plays they start to run.
So the Hawks to kick off. Hunter Pick is going to do the kicking this time. He's going to kick it a little short. It looks like Harvey gets a chance to return it here to the far side, across the 20 to the 25. Another flag? Okay. Face mask, probably. Well, that'll help the Panthers offense getting some good field position.
Yeah, right now the Hawks got some few penalties they need to clean up.
Yeah, they're. Yep. There's nothing more frustrating than that. Penalties you can control. The false starts.
Kingsley might get 15 yards here, and that changes the game, especially with their passing.
And that's what it is. It's going to be a face mask against the Hawks, a 5-yard penalty. It's going to take the ball to the Panther 29-yard line. So make it 1st and 10. So if you're the Panthers here, Coach, you go back to the play action pass and
I like that a lot. I think I want to see them try to establish a little bit of a running game.
Yeah, you got to establish some running game.
More because right now St. Mary's is keen on that passing game.
Harvey's going to get the carry up the middle, and he's going to get tackled after a couple yards. So Groper on the tackle there, big 6'4".
Yeah, if you're Kingsley, you don't want to get too down right now. You're down by two possessions.
A lot of game left.
And you've made some things haven't gone your way with the interception and not the 4th down conversion. So yeah, you want to come out here and run your offense still and find some holes in the Hawks defense.
Yeah, whatever your best plays are, that's what you run in this drive.
Right, exactly. High percentage, good confidence plays.
So Goodwin and Harvey in the backfield. Harvey's going to get the carry again. Get him to the near side here and gets tackled by Jackson Bunkers after a couple. So nice play there by Jackson, making an open field tackle. I mean, that's crucial. You got to make those open field tackles, especially in this 8-man player game.
Absolutely, man. Like you said earlier, there's nobody else back there. Essentially, most of the time these guys get the ball. If you miss him, he's off to the races.
And Harvey's not some easy guy to be tackled too. This guy's a tough runner.
He's fast, so if he gets past somebody, he's probably going to score.
So this is 3rd and manageable here for the Panthers, and probably flirting with that 2-down territory. So, if I'm the Panthers, I go right back to Harvey and try to get a couple, make it 4th and a couple, or get that 1st down here. Good win. Drops back to pass. He looks downfield. He has some time. Now he's just going to pressure by Holman. Goodwin throws across the body to the receiver. He's got it converted to the Hawk 30-yard line. That's Deschette on the reception. So
pretty good awareness there by the Kingsley-Pierson receiving corps. They kind of came back to the ball. They saw their quarterback was in trouble. They're making way back towards line of scrimmage to make that throw a little bit easier.
Well, that was a nice job by the Panthers there. Good old line protection up front.
Yes.
Boy, Goodwin usually never throw across your body, but a great job by Deschette coming back to the ball, helping your receiver out. So big 3rd down conversion there for the Panthers, and they're in Hawk territory at their 27-yard line. Goodwin, hand to Harvey. Harvey's going to cut it back up the middle there and picks up a couple yards. So, if you're the Panthers, stick with that. 2 yards might not seem a lot, but after a while or after the 3rd quarter, it turns into 4 yards and 5 yards.
He was coaching, these 4-yard runs, they seem, monotonous and boring at first, but by the 4th quarter, you can turn those into 7, 8 yards sometimes. You get tired and you're tackling all game. It's challenging.
So 2nd and 7 here for the Panthers. Goodwin, Harvey in the backfield. Harvey's going to get fake. The Goodwin's going to keep it to the near side. He's going to cut it up and pick enough up for the first down at the Hawk 14-yard line. So, you start falling asleep. Harvey, and then Goodwin takes the ball from him and calls his own number. Nice job by Goodwin and the Panthers. So, nice drive here by the Panthers to see if now they're in this red zone. Now they got to turn these red zone opportunities into some points.
Absolutely. You don't want to have the mindset, that St. Mary's get the ball, have to work the field, the entirety of the field, because they've been doing that so far. So a big score opportunity here for the Panthers, and see if they can take advantage of that.
So we're going to go to the Pratt alone in the backfield here. He's going to call his own number, run to the far side. And he's going to get chased down by Ortman for no gain on the play. Nice job by Kale Ortman.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week, Ryan. The speed of the Hawks defense, sideline to sideline, is just really tough. And, they ran against the strength of the formation there and just weren't enough blockers to take out some of those Hawk linebackers that are flying around.
They went back to that formation that they kind of had a little bit of success, but then they got stuffed at the goal line and went back to that formation. I would have liked to see Goodwin and Harvey still back in the backfield and playing that little zone option. Look, Goodwin's going to drop back to pass. Throws it up to Deschette. Deschette's going to try to make a play. And it's going to be intercepted by Schrader. So Schrader wins a big one-on-one matchup to the outside. A huge turnover by the Hawks. And that is the second interception by Goodwin. A big play by the Hawks defense. That's a little bend but don't break type of defense we're seeing here early in the first quarter.
For sure, and just hindsight's, really good obviously, but second and long there, you're going to make a throw to the end zone. I like the play call, but as a quarterback, you want to see that ball either out of the back of the end zone or in your guy's hands. You
right.
Don't want to underthrow it.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it inside. At least go to the pylon there. So.
Pass, you still have a few more tries, but now again, the Hawks have the ball.
So let's see if the Hawks can take advantage of another turnover. Gun T formation. Hand off to Schrader to the far side. He's getting a few blocks, then gets tackled after a couple of yards, and another flag on the play. Boy, this is going to be another first down penalty on the Hawks. I'm guessing it's going to be a holding call. And it is a holding on the Hawks.
Yeah, we talked about this for sure the last 2 weeks, Ryan, and just in general, you got to get your feet to the spot first. You don't want to be reaching with your hands and then having your feet come second. Start with your feet, work your way up, get your legs and hips over there, and then put your hands on somebody, and you're going to be in a much better position to take on a defender and make a good block and not get called for holding.
So we're 1:14 here in the first quarter. The Hawks have it first and about 17 at their own 8-yard line. Gun T formation for the Hawks. Kale's going to hand off to Fish up the middle. Fish is still running. Now it gets tackled after a nice 8-yard gain. So that was Goodwin on the tackle, but a nice pickup by Fish.
Right, and I'm kind of curious too as the game progresses if Kingsley-Pierson will get away from their two-man line. I mean, they got two big boys down there, but St. Mary's is continuing to run the ball up the middle on them, through the C gaps. You might want to stick another guy down there, occupy one of those linemen so they can't get to your linebackers as quickly.
So 2nd and 6 for the Hawks. And Ortman and Fish are in the backfield. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. He's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to throw it out to Schrader, but nice play by Goodwin on the deflection. Boy, that could have been a huge deflection pick.
You don't see that a lot. If they're getting blocked out of the play, they kind of forget about that little aspect that they can jump up and at least obstruct the ball, but also make it more difficult for the receiver to see it, even if you don't hit it. So good heads-up play by the defensive end there.
Yeah, nice job by Goodwin on the deflection.
Kind of the same situation here. Kingsley playing a little close. St. Mary's is probably in punt territory, so they could probably get away with back enough and keeping this play in front of them to the best of their ability.
3rd and a long 7 yards for the Hawks. Ortman's going to call his own number right up the middle and get brought down just across the 20, making it 4th and 4 for the Hawks.
That might take us in the second quarter if I had to guess, Ryan. And, looking at the game so far, Coach, what are your thoughts? For Kingsley-Pierson, it's 15-0. But if you'd have told them that, it'd be 15-0 and they've thrown 2 interceptions, had a turnover in the red zone on 4th and 1.
Yeah, you're
may not be too discouraged.
Yeah, you're right where you want to be It's 15-0 after the first quarter. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. This is Hawk Football.
Insurance can be confusing. With all of the legal terms, different policies, what are you actually getting? With over 60 years of experience, there's no confusing the experts at Matkin Insurance. Let Matkin Insurance help you find the policies that fit your lifestyle, budget, and needs. Matkin Insurance takes pride in being an independent agency, always working for what's best for their customers. So what are you waiting for? Contact Matkin Insurance today.
Moeller Carpet and Floor Covering in Remsen has provided the best flooring materials for their customers since 1959. For all your project needs, including hardwood, tile, carpet, vinyl, and luxury vinyl, planks, and more. Visit their showroom in Remsen and see what flooring types will work for your home or business. Their team can also complete your flooring installation after your free estimate. Visit Moeller Carpet and Floor Covering in Remsen today and visit them on Facebook.
So welcome back to Hawk Football. It's the Hawks 15, Panthers 0 after one. A 4th and 4 to start the second quarter for the Hawks. You know, and Coach, I go back to that third down play. You know, Ortman's in a good groove. Let him sling the ball. Let him try to convert that first down through the air. You know, running the ball there kind of just gives up on the possession. But
playing with Kale, you always have the threat of a run.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a pass.
Well, nearly blocked kick, but Panthers get a nice catch there by Deschette. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 34-yard line. So good field position for the Panthers. You know, they've been moving the ball all the way to the red zone. They just need to convert points now, you know, and interception, a turnover on downs, you know. So we'll see what they do here. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Going to hand off to Harvey. Harvey's going to take it for a gain a yard. Tritz and Groper on the tackle.
That's pushed in.
I don't think so. I think it's just me mute. Having trouble here with Coach Arnold's mic. We'll see if we can make sure we get this thing louder.
It's pushed in. Does that mean it's mute? It's been pushed in.
Yeah, maybe not. So 2nd and long for the Panthers. So Goodwin, Harvey in the backfield. Fake to Harvey, throw out to the receiver to the far side. And that's right on the reception. He picks up a couple yards. It's going to make it 3rd and a long 7 for the Panthers. So nice job by the Hawks flowing to the ball. Yeah, we got Jim Wesselman here on the helping us out with some mic problems.
Sure, 790.
So 3rd and 7. Goodwin drops back to pass. He's got some time. He's going to chuck it deep. And it's going to be deflected by Keaton Harpenall. Good coverage by Keaton Harpenall. So that's going to be, that was for Boston to shed again. That's his target there. 4th and a long 7.
And the Hawks didn't bring any pressure there yet, and they still were able to force incompletion, so that works out well for them. We'll see what the Kingsley-Pierson Panthers come out and decide to do here on 4th and 8.
You know, if they go for it, I'm a big fan of running the ball to get it 4th and manageable, you know. But that's I'm a big firm believer that you run the ball if you're going to go for it on 4th down. So 4th and a long 8 here for the Panthers, lined up in punt formation. And the kick. It's a high floater. It's going to bounce about the 20 and get a nice Panther bounce to the 15. So 15-0. Hawks lead, 10:49 in the second quarter. Check it now. Talk now. Did you click the button?
Test.
Coach Arnold just said test. Let's see if we hear him. So Ortman's going to option to the near side, fake the pitch, and keep it himself, cut it up to about 4 yards. So nice job by Ortman there. The 2nd and 6 for the Hawks. I think you're good now, Coach.
You got me now?
We got you now. Probably your best performance of the first quarter this year.
Hey, man, that's just
and
how
you're
life
muted,
goes sometimes.
so.
You know what I mean? Now we just got to bounce back and make these next 3 quarters even better.
Yeah, you got to make them count now. So here we go. We got 4 wide for the Hawks. Just over 10 minutes left here in the second quarter. Ortman alone in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass. He has time. He's going to chuck it deep to Fish. Fish makes the catch and gets tackled at the Panther 29-yard line. So nice pitch and catch, Ortman to Fish. And, you know, Coach, we haven't really seen that whole lot down the field with Fish going vertical.
And that was a good play call. You could see right out of the gate there, Brennan kind of got a quick stutter step sprint in, and the defensive back's feet weren't moving fast enough initially to even keep up with him. And once you get past somebody that isn't moving as quick as you, they're just going to be in trouble. And Kale threw a good ball, and he got a big gain.
He had nice protection there. That was Kurtz on the coverage there. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks. And Ortman's going to hand off to Fish. Fish to the near side. Runs out to across the 20. Close to the first down. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like right at the 20-yard line. Make it 2nd and short there.
Yeah, you can see the defensive line for the Panthers kind of playing a little bit what I would say would be like tight. You know, with Brennan, his speed, you got to be kind of flexible and loose and be able to shift your feet and make that play.
So 2nd and 1 here for the Hawks. Ortman's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look over the middle to Jackson Bunkers for a Hawk touchdown. So Ortman to Bunkers for a Hawk touchdown.
Tell you what, that's going to be a problem for every team, honestly. The timing on those routes, and, you know, Kale throws a really nice ball and the protection's there. That's going to be tough to stop, especially when they're doing a good job setting up with these run plays.
So Jackson Bunkers at tight end and with the reception there. And, yeah, it's going to be a fun to see that all year. So Hawks are going to try to go for 2 here. 3 receivers to the far side. Ortman drops back to pass. Chucks it out to Wilman, and it's going to be incomplete. Nice coverage by the Panthers there in Deschette. So it's going to be Remsen St. Mary's Hawks 21. Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. 9:32 left here in the quarter. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Insurance can be confusing. With all of the legal terms, different policies, what are you actually getting? With over 60 years of experience, there's no confusing the experts at Matkin Insurance. Let Matkin Insurance help you find the policies that fit your lifestyle, budget, and needs. Matkin Insurance takes pride in being an independent agency, always working for what's best for their customers. So what are you waiting for? Contact Matkin Insurance today.
Welcome back to Hawk football. It's a gorgeous night here. A little too warm for us, isn't it, Coach?
Oh, this is definitely not football weather yet, as far as I'm concerned, Ryan.
Give me some snow. Give me some cold weather.
No sleeves. Cold weather, snow, and no sleeves, man. Recipe for disaster or success.
Yeah. So the Hawks look good offense there after punting the ball and turnover on downs by the Panthers. And Jackson's going to kick this one off. This one, he kicks it right up the middle. And the Panthers are going to return to the near side to the 20 and get ran out at the 21-yard line. That was Pratt on the return.
You know, and another flag, Ryan. You know, if it's on St. Mary's, you know, they really got to clean that up.
Oh, man, that's a lot of flags on the Hawks so far tonight.
Yeah, they've just been really fortunate. Oh, it's on the Panthers. Disregard.
It's on the Panthers.
Delay my last.
So the Panthers are going to be called for holding. So it would have been good field positions. Going to take it back to their own 11-yard line. So, you know, once again, Coach, Panthers had a great drive going and just kind of stumbled and had to punt the ball.
I was kind of disappointed to see them punt there, Ryan, honestly. In a game like this, it's 4th and 8, and that's not great, but you got to start making moves to try to score, especially when you're struggling to get in the end zone.
Yeah. Harvey faked the handoff, and Goodwin's going to keep it himself and pick up about 4 yards, but
I'm
another
really
flag.
Curious what the flag will be here.
Yeah.
Because he was watching the ball carrier and the tackler, and I don't think there was a face mask involved.
Yeah, this should be... It's on the Panthers holding. I didn't see it there. So if you're Osterman here, you assume you take it back there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you don't want to have happen if you're Kingsley-Pierson. Get the ball, you have a penalty on the return, and then your first play, you're backing up even further.
Yeah.
Where now you're really back in your own territory, and the margin for error
drastically
drastically decreases.
But back to that last drive, the Hawks are scoring some points. So you got to match him and score points too. So
absolutely,
they were in about 4 down territory. If you run the ball there on 3rd down, get to 4th and manageable. The whole playbook's
No,
open.
you made a good point with that. Yeah, put yourself in a position where you're in a 4th and 4.
Good when it dropped back to pass. Has some pressure, going to throw a screen, and the Hawks read it. Boy, that was almost disaster by the Panthers there.
Yeah, he sniffed that one out pretty quick. Ryan Woolman there making a great play, and the first screen we've seen by the Panthers.
Yeah, I know the Osterman
was
crucial reading the screens this week, and make sure you watch the screens. And boy, they were all over that there, making it 2nd and long. I seen Hunter pick. He was ready for his safety, and he just stopped right in his tracks and ran to the running back. He knew a screen was coming. So
yep, and that's a big deal.
That was great discipline by the Hawks defense there. So Goodwin and Harvey in the backfield. Goodwin drop back to pack. He's going to run it right up the middle. Jackson and Groper on the tackle for a limited gain of a couple yards. So 3rd and long for the Panthers. Well, Coach here, they've been targeting Deschette there on those vertical passes. I imagine do you send some pressure? Do you stick with a zone? What do you do here, 3rd and long here?
Yeah, I'm going to start off, and you can see what the Hawks already did is they put out kind of a speed package. They took off some of their bigger guys that aren't as fast. And, I'm going to back up my secondary a little bit because, again, Kingsley's going to punt if they don't get it here, I'd imagine. And, but yeah, I'm going to bring some pressure and make that quarterback make a challenge throw.
One guy we haven't called is Newman, the other receiver, and we haven't. Oh, I think that's intercepted by Jackson. And it is. That's going to be intercepted by Jackson Bunkers.
Tell you what, man, I've coached a lot of kids, and so have you. He's got to be one of the most heads-up football players that we've coached, man.
Oh,
he's always his head is always in the game, and he sniffs things out and he sees things like he's a coach.
That was,
film.
I think, the biggest thing they were missing last year is just how smart he was on the field.
Well, that's a leadership principle too. He's out there, he's setting the example and showing, hey, be involved, be present in the moment, make these plays, and he does it a lot.
Wow, so big turnover there by the Hawks. Goodwin's 3rd interception of the night. But, Coach, I was talking about Newman. He's leading the team in receptions and hasn't had 1 target tonight. So I'm just kind of wondering when they're going to get Newman involved in the offense here for the Panthers.
Yeah, we'll have to start watching that a little bit and see if it's a coverage issue where maybe he's being clamped up pretty well by the defensive back. And that could always be an issue, especially when your confidence is down after throwing a few interceptions. The contested coverage throws are probably going to decrease a little bit.
So Ortman, he's going to run a speed option to the near side and going to take it close to the goal line. It is a Hawk touchdown. A 10-yard run by Ortman, his 2nd one of the night. So Hawks capitalize 1 play after the turnover. It looked like a nice speed option to the near side, and it's always nice when you option and there's no one option. Just call your own number and keep running.
Lower your shoulder and get to the pylon.
So a nice job by the Hawks.
Yeah, right now, if you want to see Kingsley-Pierson find a little bit of their identity and, not be discouraged yet and get out of this game because anything can happen in 8-man and 4
Snap
scores.
Good, hold good, kick.
4 scores is not impossible.
It is good. Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 28, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. It is all Hawks here early in the first half. 7:56 left here in the quarter. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Hungry and on the go? Stop by Mrs. B's in Remsen. Locally owned and operated for over 25 years, Mrs. B's has you covered. Coffee, shakes, hundreds of drink options, milk, eggs, and more. Want something hot? Try one of Mrs. B's famous made-from-scratch pizzas, or order one of Mrs. B's many appetizer and sandwich options. Don't forget about the chicken, fish, and pork chop dinners. Mrs. B's is a proud supporter of both MMCRU and Remsen St. Mary's schools. Stop by Mrs. B's today.
Welcome back to Hawk Football. I got Coach Arnold in the house after taking the whole first quarter off. Got his mic fixed.
You know what? I'm convinced that it's like the scene from Forrest Gump, Ryan. Somebody went down there and was pulling all my cords out of the machine, man.
Hunter picked the kickoff. Oh, Pratt on the return. He's going to take it to the 15 and break one tackle and try to get to the 20. It's going to be close, right about the 19-yard line. So good return by the Panthers.
One thing I've noticed on these kickoffs by St. Mary's, Ryan, is that, and I'm not sure if this is by design or not, but they're really doing a good job of taking out their blockers. Like, these guys are coming down, they're kind of crashing into them and not letting them put a block on them or miss them and go to the next guy and work down the field. And they're definitely keeping the Kingsley Panthers, a return team, at bay. And that's been an issue in the past, so that's good to see for St. Mary's if you're a Hawk.
Yeah, I know last year the Panthers took one to the house against the Hawks. I think it was Schmidt on the return, but Panthers need something offensively to get going here. Good win. He drops back to pass, has some time. Now he looks downfield, and the Hawks are going to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, he was waiting there, Ryan, for his receivers to kind of make a read on that and move down the field, and it just was a lapse in the decision-making process there, and, the Hawks were able to make a stop.
So nice hustle by Groper and Bunkers, forcing Goodwin out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage. So the Hawks secondary is having some good covering the receivers pretty well downfield. I mean, Goodwin's getting plenty of time to throw the ball, just no open receivers downfield.
Right.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Panthers. Fake to Harvey. Goodwin's going to roll out. He's got a guy open downfield, but throws across the middle to Deschette. Deschette runs right about midfield. So nice job by the Panthers. There's that play action pass. They were so successful early in the game. But I tell you what, though, he had Newman downfield wide open.
Absolutely. And, that's a good play, because what it does is that play action run is going to draw the eyes of the Mike linebacker in the backfield. And if he's not trained to see that and retreat back and get deep again, that guy coming across the field is essentially at a good depth where nobody's going to be on him. So that's just some food for thought, too, going forward for the Hawks.
That was a great play by the Panthers. And another fake to Harvey. Goodwin's going to roll out to pass. Breaks one guy's tackle, throws it to Deschette again, and it's going to be completed for another 8 yards or so. So back-to-back play-action passes. Goodwin to Deschette. They got some success here working.
Yeah, and it's interesting, talking with Coach Osterman today, Ryan, talking about some things that are key to the success. And it's kind of ironic because normally you don't say that you want to keep a quarterback in the pocket. But when I was talking with him, it really seems like the quarterback for the Kingsley-Pierson Panthers likes being out in the pocket and running and throwing. They're even pulling guards out there to get in front of him. So those plays are by design.
Yeah, last 2 plays look good. Harvey's going to get the carry this time and get met right about the line of scrimmage. That was Britt and Holman on the tackle along with Groper. Groper having himself a good first half.
Yeah, boy, they're just having a hard time getting a push up front there and, making those Hawk defensive linemen move around to the places they want them to be.
Yeah, Harvey's not getting a lot of space to make some moves and break some tackles. So you're definitely in 2-down territory here, Coach. So I imagine a little run or a play-action pass with Goodwin on the outside. They're going to send Pratt in motion, give it to Pratt along the far sideline, and he's going to get met. Nice job by Wiltman. That was a lot of contact. We heard it from up here.
Yep, and another good play to the boundary by the outside linebacker for St. Mary's. They're tough to beat to the edge, Ryan.
So 4th and 1. The Panthers had a turnover on downs on an earlier 4th and 1 situation. We'll see what they do here at the Hawks' 33-yard line.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in as an offense when you really aren't having success running the ball up the middle. You're kind of at your wit's end with what you can do, especially with a wildcat
shotgun. Try to draw them off
offense.
sides here.
Absolutely, that would be what I would do.
So they're going to send Pratt in motion. And it's going to be an option to the near side, and nothing. Jackson Bunkers all over that option. Nice play by the Hawks defense. Another turnover on downs.
Man, I get fired up watching plays like that, Coach.
Wow. That was a great play.
I mean, they didn't have very far to go, and Jackson just made a great read. And he knew, too, that he wasn't responsible for that running back, so he didn't have to worry about that.
Right.
Go to his guy, beat him in the gap, and get him for a loss, and the ball's now back in St. Mary's hands.
Wow. You know, if you're the Hawks here, this is one thing I would do after a big play like that.
I'm going
You
deep,
take
man.
a shot down
yeah.
the field.
And especially because Kale can make a throw down to at least the 10-yard line for sure. That's accurate.
So here we go. We're going to open up with Ortman alone in the backfield. He's going to fake to Fish. He's getting pressure in his face. Looks to Willman on the boundary, and it's going to be incomplete pass. Nice pressure by Goodwin and the Panthers.
Yeah, good pressure, and that forced Kale to make a quicker throw. And I think what he saw after the fact was Braxton Knife, number 18, there had his man beat, behind him, but Kale had already committed to that throw, and the pressure forced him to make a quick decision.
Yeah, so there's that shot downfield after a big turnover on downs. Now you get back in your offense here and see what they do here. 2nd and 10, gun T formation.
Little trivia for you, Ryan. What did we used to call this formation that the Hawks are coming out in back in 2017?
My own offense.
No, I'm saying opponent's offense when they ran this play. There's a team that ran that formation quite a bit in general. Bosco, man. We used to call it Bosco. For Don Bosco.
That was Fish on the carry, picks up 5 yards. It's supposed to be me asking you questions, not you asking me questions.
I know, but I had to get you back after that stunt you pulled last week asking me to do some crazy math about people's numbers from 20 years ago, man.
You just wait till the trivia this week. 3rd and manageable here for the Hawks.
What is
right
it
at
be?
Midfield. That's got to be 2-down territory, don't you think? Let's
absolutely.
find out. Ortman right up the middle. He's going to get tackled. Nice play by Goodwin, and I think that was Harvey on the play. That was a great job by Harvey. We just talked about Jackson Bunkers at middle linebacker. Harvey comes in and fills and makes a great tackle on Ortman, and his partner Goodwin helps him out. So now it's 4th and 4 yards for the Hawks right at midfield.
Yeah, and if you're St. Mary's here, you're not too afraid to go for this because you're having so much success on defense that you're not afraid to give them the ball at midfield.
Yeah, we're at 4:40 left here in the half. And the Hawks are going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. This is Hawk Football, Fuller Digital Solutions.
The Remsen Farmers Co-op has been serving you for over a century. They are a full-service co-op providing area livestock producers with land o'lakes and canned feed. And take advantage of their full-service agronomy center for all your crop production needs to maximize your yield. They also buy and sell grain and offer grain drying. Remsen Farmers Co-op with years of experience and ready for the future.
Welcome back to Hawk Football, Fuller Digital Solutions. Ryan Hayek here on the call with former head coach Zach Arnold in the house. So big 4th down play here for the Hawks offense. They've had a lot of success with that quick game.
Yep.
So I maybe try to find a Willman on an out route here.
Yeah, Ryan, I agree with that. And I'd also like to go back to one of the routes I think is most difficult to defend, and that's like your post route, cutting across in front of your defender and the quarterback hitting you in the numbers. That could be effective too, and we'll see what they do here on 4th and 5.
So it's going to be a fake to Fish and a throw out to Schrader, and Schrader is going to pick up a good chunk of change. What a catch by Schrader.
I mean, yeah, what do you do to stop that? You know what I mean?
Nice block by Willman. If Willman doesn't make that block right there, the Panthers get a turnover on downs. But, we got a late flag. That looks like it's going to be on Coach Olson. He's fired up there.
On Coach Olson? Oh, I thought you said Osterman. My bad, Ryan.
No, Coach Olson. He's still yelling at the refs. He's fired up. So it's going to be on sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, and that's, unfortunately one of the last things you want to see.
Maybe he's doing that to get a fire under his team.
Right, and I was just going to say there's one benefit to that. Maybe your kids see that and they think, okay, let's fight for this guy now. But you hate to give St. Mary's free yards when they're moving the ball the way they have been.
Right. Well, and it's on sportsmanlike conduct 15 yards, but they're only at the 22, so it's only going to cost them about half the distance. So
right, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm curious what he felt like the discrepancy was there. There must have been a block that.
I wonder if there was a previous play, because on that play it was pretty quick developing. So
right. Oh, that could be it. That could be true.
But like I said, maybe like the major leagues, the manager gets tossed out of the game and lights a fire underneath the team, and so we'll see if this penalty is what the Panthers needed here. But they got all the refs talking to Coach Olson here. But back to that fourth down conversion. That Schrader, I tell you what, Alex had a heck of a catch there.
No, absolutely.
And that was a great block by Willman.
Well, that's, you wonder why a certain team is at the top and is having success, throughout the years. And it's the little things like that, making those downfield blocks. We've said this from day one when we came, and, those second-level blocks are very important in this game, because if you can get past that one defender, more likely than not, you're going to score.
Yeah, absolutely. So the ball was at the Panthers 22. They're going to move it to they're still marching to the Panthers 6-yard line. So it'll be first and goal for the Hawks after a penalty by the Panthers head coach. And it's 4:30 left here in the first half. So first and goal, gun T formation. Hand off to Schrader up the middle, and he's going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Pratt. So there's a little fire into the Panthers defense. That was a good job by Pratt running downhill.
Yeah, best case scenario here, Ryan, is Kingsley gets a stop and, is able to go down and score before the half, because unfortunately for them, St. Mary's does get the ball at the halftime, and if they score here, that's tough to come back from 35 or 42 down.
So second and goal. Hand off to Fish this time, and Fish gets taken down in the backfield. That was by Goodwin. So it's now going to be third and goal. Coach, I think that Coach Jeff Olson got ejected. I don't see him on the sidelines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen I don't think I've ever been at a game where a coach got ejected.
Yeah, he got the toss. So he made it worth every word he said over there. Wow. So
as a player now, it's like, hey, your leader's gone and you're going to be fighting hard, so I can see where they're coming from.
So third and goal here for the Hawks. Ortman going to throw it across the middle, and it's Jackson Bunkers on the reception. So 7-yard TD pass, Ortman to Bunkers, their second tonight. So nice job by the Hawks converting another turnover on downs to a touchdown. So Hawks lining up for an extra point here. Snap good, hold good, kick is good. So Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 35, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. It's all Hawks here in the first half. We'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Westel Systems is part of a network working tirelessly to keep small, rural communities across America connected. They lead and collaborate on broadband-enabled projects that improve economic development, provide technology for advancing education, and enhance state-of-the-art healthcare through telemedicine. These initiatives, among others, help to connect rural communities and keep them advancing towards a future-proof, sustainable infrastructure. Westel Systems, working hard to connect you to the world. Ask about their worry-free plans today.
Welcome back to Hawk football, 35-0, 3:15 left here in the first half. So the Hawks have played well here in the first half. And Hunter Pick on the kick. Pratt to the return. He's at the 15 and runs across the 20 to the 23-yard line. So the Panthers, another good return and good field position. So, Coach, I imagine Coach Olson called the offense. So now what do you do if you have a bunch of D coordinators on the other side of the ball?
It's hard to say based off of, I'm not sure who the coaches are over there and the personnel and the experience, but you'd hope that they have a backup plan in case, something like that would ever happen or a coach gets sick. But we'll see, maybe sometimes a fresh perspective can, allow you to move the ball a little bit better.
Yeah, this is going to test the Panthers. I mean, 35-0, things aren't going your way. You're moving the ball, but just turnovers are hurting you. 3 interceptions, a couple turnover on downs, just hasn't gone your way, and now you have to do it without your head coach. So let's see what kind of fight the Panthers have here.
Absolutely, and it's going to be challenging because the Hawks are, again, it's only the first half, and St. Mary's seems to be firing on all cylinders. So Kingsley right now needs to come out composed and try to get down here and get a score before half.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. First offensive series without their head coach on the sidelines here. Goodwin, Harvey in the backfield. Harvey's going to get the ball up the middle, and he's going to get met by Jackson, Bunkers, and it looks like Groper again. Boy, they're having a good first half.
Very good. Yeah, Kingsley just doesn't seem to be able to get past that, first wave of defenders for the Hawks in their inside run game.
Yeah.
And, at what point in the game, Ryan, when you're Kingsley, do you kind of abandon some of these things that aren't progressing down the field for you? We talked about establishing the run and not giving up too quick. But now it's like there might be the fire alarms kind of going off, especially with your head coach out of there.
Well, Goodwin's breaking a few tackles here. He's got a nice run. Oh, and he loses the ball.
And a flag on the play there.
Another flag on the play. The Hawks look like they came up with the ball, but we'll see what the flag is. That was a good run by Goodwin. And Goodwin looks shaken up a little bit. Sideline warning against the Hawks. And
yeah, it's those can happen. Typically, they give you a heads up. If you're flirting with that line a little bit.
Yep.
So that must have been the 3rd or 4th time, or it was the first time, and they just aren't going to tolerate that.
So 3rd and 4 for the Panthers here. Here we go. Goodwin and Harvey in the backfield. Goodwin's going to fake to Harvey, roll out to the right. Looks downfield and throws across the middle to Deschette, and it's going to be incomplete pass. That was a good coverage there by Brennan Fish and Willman.
And by design, Ryan, it looked like maybe possibly a throwback play. You could see number 1, the running back, get on the backside of the field, and there was nobody over there. So maybe they're trying to set something up, and he was just running too fast and couldn't get the ball across his body to make that throw.
Boy, Goodwin's been targeting Deschette the whole game here. And
yes, he has.
I wonder if that was a matchup they liked or just the defense making him throw to Deschette and taking Newman away from their offense. Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's hard to say when you're not in the huddle with them.
Panthers to kick the ball. It's a nice punt there, and Schrader's going to get the return and bobble the snap there.
And that's another thing too for the Hawks now, Ryan.
It's continuous clock here, Coach. So if you're the Hawks, you got to get on the balls. Let's go here. Let's try to score before half.
And that's what I was just going to say. You don't want to abandon your rules and principles because you're up by this much, because you don't want to create bad habits like Alex there. Fair catch is smart. You know what I mean? Don't give them a chance to get the ball and score before half.
Absolutely.
Even though it's not going to put them ahead. You don't want to create any unneeded momentum.
Ortman on the far side has a lot of blockers up front, and he's going to get taken out of bounds, but enough for, looks like a Hawk first down. He's just going to be just short, so the Hawks are going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. It's going to be 2nd and short for the Hawks. 33 seconds left here in the half. So, Coach, what do you see here? I mean, if you're the Panthers, you got to keep the Hawks out of the end zone here right before half. I mean, a lot of heads will go down if the Hawks score again here before half. So they want 38 seconds back on the clock.
38 seconds on the clock.
So, Coach, if you're the Panthers, you gotta keep them out of the end zone here.
All right, we're back in action. We had a clock malfunction there.
Yeah, I'm glad we get that taken care of. We're trying to do everything around here.
I know, man.
Your mic's not working. You got to tell the timer to put some more time on the clock. We're running commercials. It's 97 degrees up here.
It is. Yeah, the Hawks are going to try and find the end zone here, Ryan, it looks like before half, and then receive the ball as well. So a good opportunity for them if they can execute to get up by quite a bit going into the, mid-third quarter.
Yeah, they got three receivers here to the near side. Ortman alone in the backfield. Ortman going to try to run. Now he's got Willman. And Willman is going to get pass interference. That was Deschette on the coverage, bit the play action, and that was a smart play by Deschette. You're going to get beat.
Yep.
Tackle him.
Absolutely.
It's not the pros. You don't get the penalty from the spot.
Exactly.
You get it from the line of scrimmage. So, hey, it's either a touchdown or a penalty. I'll take the penalty all day.
Yes, and same, that inside post route's hard to defend, and once you're beat, man, it's pretty much if they catch that ball, it's going to be a touchdown with no safety backup.
So, pass interference is going to move the ball to the Panther 33-yard line with 33 seconds left in the half. Ortman going to call his own number. And he's got a lead blockers in front of him. Cuts it up, breaks a few tackles, still on his feet, and he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
He's hard to bring down, Ryan. We've
20
said this for a couple
seconds
years
left
now.
in the half. Hawks are going to take a timeout.
And a really good backside block there by Lennon Steichen with a pancake. You like to see that, when you're up by this much, you're not getting complacent, you're doing the right things and putting hard blocks on people and not giving them a chance to kind of fight back.
So a nice job there by Ortman on the carry. Just inside the 20-yard line, and they got 20 seconds left. I think they are out of timeouts, maybe one left. But I'm through the air right now. It's no more run plays for
right,
me.
yeah. If your intention was to score, now's the time to just throw your way out of this half.
Right.
35-0. If you don't score, the kids aren't going to be defeated. But yeah, you already made it this far. Shoot for the end zone.
Yeah, I look for your Jackson bunkers, your Willman, big targets, big mismatches.
Right, and that's a good point. They're having a hard time stopping those one-on-one matchups anyway, so it's not like you're risking too much.
So we'll see what the Hawks draw up here in 1st and 10 at the Panther 17-yard line. So Ortman alone in the backfield. Drop back to pass. He's looking across the middle to Willman. There's going to be a Hawk touchdown. Ortman to Willman for a Hawk touchdown. 17-yard TD pass.
We have a lot of conversations, Ryan, football related, and one thing you saw there was keeping it simple. The coaches for St. Mary's saw that that's a hard play for them to stop, and they just came right back to it. The same passing sequence, hit Ryan Willman in the end zone for a quick 6.
Boy, that's a tough little combo we seen last year. Ortman to Willman. Now you're going to sprinkle in a little bunkers, still have Schrader and Fish. Boy, this offense is about as loaded as he can get.
It's tough, and oftentimes you got to kind of wonder if you're a defense, when do you pull the plug on trying to guard, people in man coverage or cover 0 and move into some type of a zone so you can have some guys leave their area and help out in some of those plays.
Jackson bunkers with the extra point. So we'll
Glad
keep
to see
it
he got
here.
his leg back. He had a little bit of struggle.
I was just going to say that. Last week we struggled with the 2 points and extra points, and this week it's been all money.
Well,
so
if we know Jackson Bunkers, he probably stayed up every night till midnight out here kicking extra points and field goals.
Yeah.
That's kind of the kid he is.
So 42-0. All Hawks here in the first half, and a balanced attack through the air and through the ground. Just overall good game plan here by the Hawks.
Yeah, they're looking good, man. They're firing on all cylinders, and again, Kingsley had some success in some plays. It's hard to win every one-on-one matchup and the ball's in the air, against a team that has pretty talented and athletic receivers. But the Hawks did damage control, and they're finding themselves way out ahead of the Panthers going into halftime.
So 11 seconds here in the second quarter. Hunter picked to kick things off.
And you watch these young kickoff players for the Hawks, mostly sophomores, and they do a really good job of occupying these blockers.
So Hunter's going to squib it. It's going to go through Harvey's legs, still keeping it in bounds. Pratt to jump on it. So, boy, that worked out about as good as it can work out for a squib kick.
Yeah,
Panthers are just going to let this go to half, and so at halftime, it's Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 42, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. We'll be back for the second half.
Did you know it's easier than ever to find the live stream for your team? Now at FullerDigital.net. No more searching. One place for all your live streams. FullerDigital.net. Home and away. If we're covering your team, the live stream videos are at FullerDigital.net. Just click on your school and you'll find the stream. Thank you for viewing the FDS live streams, and thank you for sharing it with your friends and family so they can find the game.
Welcome back here. It's halftime. Coach Hazy with some halftime stats. It's good to have him back in the house as he's helping us for this game. He said it's his last game to help us out, so we'll take advantage of it with some halftime stats. So Hawks 15 first downs compared to the Panthers 7. Rushes for the Hawks 19 for 127. Kingsley-Pierson 18 for 34. Averaging 6 yards a carry for the Hawks and only 1.9 for the Panthers. The Hawks are 9 for 13 through the air for 155. Panthers 6 for 12 with 3 interceptions and only 83 yards through the air. Total plays, Hawks 32 for 293. Panthers 30 for 117. The big thing, 3 turnovers. Third down conversions, 1 for 6 for the Panthers, 1 for 4 for the Hawks. Fourth down, 1 for 1 for the Hawks, and Panthers are 1 for 2. So, leading the way, Cale Ortman 9 for 13, 166. Willman 3 catches for 56 yards. Schrader 3 catches for 40 yards. Brendan Fish 1 for 32. Jackson 2 for 27. Ortman 10 carries for 104 on the ground. Fish 6 carries for 26 yards. Leading the way for the tackles, Alex Schrader with 6, Bunkers 5, Willman with 3, and Worth with 3. So that is your halftime stats. Thanks to Hazy. Coach Arnold, boy, the big eye-opening stat is that rush yards for the Panthers, only 34 yards compared to the Hawks over 100. So, you know, they got to get that running game established somewhere and somehow, and well, we're going to see the second half if that can be done or not.
Right, and, you know, Coach Osterman said it before the game, you know, when we were talking with him in the conference, was that he was adamant about shutting down the Kingsley-Pierson run game. And so far, you know, to have a team, you know, with athletes like they do, to have 30-some yards, you know, that St. Mary's is doing a good job, you know, executing that game plan. And for Kingsley, you know, and just going forward, you know, when you're playing a team like St. Mary's like that, you know, you have to find a way to disrupt that rhythm. You can see the Hawks when they're, you know, running the ball or passing it. And it's easier to spot when they're throwing the ball because, you know, your eyes aren't moving around the backfield so much. But, yeah, you want to find a way to disrupt that rhythm and not have them be so confident. I mean, you can see Cale make these throws, and he almost knows they're going to be completed. You can see it in his energy. He's just like, yeah, we're going to beat you here. You know what I mean? And
boy, he's in
you got to find a way
rhythm
to break that up a little bit, you know, and come out here the second half and not be defeated. You know, come and be like, hey, we have 2 more quarters to play, and they have the people to do the same thing that St. Mary's did to them. You know what I mean? You just got to execute.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, this Panther team has 12 seniors on the roster, so you know, those guys are going to want to get back and compete, you know. And so, yeah, it's a big first half for the Hawks. And, you know, we'll find out what the second half has for us. And we'll take another break and come back for the second half with a word from our sponsors. It's Hawk Football.
Moeller Carpet and Floor Covering in Remsen has provided the best flooring materials for their customers since 1959. For all your project needs, including hardwood, tile, carpet, vinyl, and luxury vinyl, planks, and more. Visit their showroom in Remsen and see what flooring types will work for your home or business. Their team can also complete your flooring installation after your free estimate. Visit Moeller Carpet and Floor Covering in Remsen today and visit them on Facebook.
Fine, I'll take it. Got another one? Throw 2. He kept taking it. Guess he found out there's a limit.
Well, he's going to find out next week. He's not coaching.
Now you're taking something.
You can take the warning and just take the warning and just lay on your wall. Once you get the first one, no. After that, you don't even look at it funny.
Absolutely. You know, if you were out there, you don't need to scream. You're these people, you're officials.
Hungry and on the go? Stop by Mrs. B's in Remsen. Locally owned and operated for over 25 years, Mrs. B's has you covered. Coffee, shakes, hundreds of drink options, milk, eggs, and more. Want something hot? Try one of Mrs. B's famous made-from-scratch pizzas, or order one of Mrs. B's many appetizer and sandwich options. Don't forget about the chicken, fish, and pork chop dinners. Mrs. B's is a proud supporter of both MMCRU and Remsen St. Mary's schools. Stop by Mrs. B's today.
The Remsen Farmers Co-op has been serving you for over a century. They are a full-service co-op providing area livestock producers with land o'lakes and canned feed. And take advantage of their full-service agronomy center for all your crop production needs to maximize your yield. They also buy and sell grain and offer grain drying. Remsen Farmers Co-op with years of experience and ready for the future.
Because I sound like him, I look like him.
Westel Systems is part of a network working tirelessly to keep small, rural communities across America connected. They lead and collaborate on broadband-enabled projects that improve economic development, provide technology for advancing education, and enhance state-of-the-art healthcare through telemedicine. These initiatives, among others, help to connect rural communities and keep them advancing towards a future-proof, sustainable infrastructure. Westel Systems, working hard to connect you to the world. Ask about their worry-free plans today.
Welcome back to Hawk Football. We're just about to kick things off here in the second half. If you're just joining us, it was all Hawks in the first half. It started with a 41-yard touchdown run by Ortman, a 3-yard touchdown run by Fish. In the first quarter, it was 15-0 Hawks. Third quarter opened up with a 20-yard touchdown pass, Ortman to Bunkers, then a 10-yard rush by Ortman. A 7-yard pass, Ortman to Bunkers, and then a 17-yard touchdown pass right before half to make the score 42-0. We have continuous clock here, Coach Arnold, and you know what are you telling, if you're the Panthers head coach, well, they don't have a head coach now because he just got ejected, but what's your message to the Panthers here in the second half?
You can decide your fate. You can just surrender yourself and continue to have the game go on the track that it's on, or we can decide to fight back and earn some respect and make the second half closer than the first half was.
Yeah, you're going to find out a lot about your ball club here in the second half as the Hawks get the ball and the Panthers kick it out of bounds. So we'll see what Coach Osman decides to do. And looks like the Hawks are going to take the penalty and take the ball first and 10. It'll be at the 25-yard line.
First and 10.
So the Hawks ran very smooth offense first half. We'll see what they do here in the second half. Gun T formation. Ortman fake to Trader, and he's going to pitch it to Fish here on the near side. Fish breaks a few tackles, takes it across midfield into Panther territory at the 31-yard line. So nice little option to start things off here for the Hawks.
Yeah, and as Kale was essentially, as he's being taken down, making that play, and it's funny in sports sometimes, you see a play like that work when everything's going right, and if the tables are turned, gosh, it seems like that play turns into a fumble quite a bit.
Right, you're exactly right. I'm thinking to myself, no, great pitch
right,
there,
exactly.
And
it's a great pitch, but boy,
nice
it's dangerous.
run by Fish. So gun T formation again here. Ortman gives the Fish right up the middle, and Fish loses the ball, and it's going to be a turnover. Panthers. Goodwin on the recover, so just like that, Panthers have some momentum on their side.
And Brendan, is a good strong runner, and he really likes to utilize that stiff arm, so that, essentially creates a problem where you're carrying the ball with one arm, and that, backside end was able to get his hand around and peel that ball out of there.
Yeah, you can see it perfectly. Yep. Goodwin on that strip there, and
yeah, it's a good rule just to generalize. Like, when you're going through the line, you want to have two hands on the ball if you can, because those big guys get a paw on it, it can pop out of there.
So Panthers open up. Goodwin on the carry there for first down, picks up 4 yards on the carry. Nice run by Goodwin. So, we talked about the pregame. Coach Olson wanted to get the playmakers the ball in space. We've seen a lot of vanilla formations where we didn't see that motioning and seeing getting those playmakers the ball in space. And so, just kind of, we'll see what they do here in the second half.
Right. I am surprised you haven't seen as much motioning. Typically that's kind of their go-to.
Harvey on the tackle for loss by Holman. Young sophomore there for a big tackle for loss.
Yeah, it's tough to run, against St. Mary's away from your pulling guards because the St. Mary's defensive linemen are trained to kind of fill that gap and follow that guy. So if you run to the hole that that guard left, there's 99% chance there's a defensive end sitting right there waiting for you.
So a big third down here for the Panthers. It was Goodwin to Deschette here in the first half. We'll see if they find the connection here in the second half. So Goodwin and Harvey in the backfield. Fake to Harvey. No, he's going to hand to Harvey, and Harvey's going to cut up the middle, and he's going to pick up 1 yard. It would just be interesting. So back when we coached, when I was the head coach and you were assistant coach and D coordinator, if I got ejected, how confident would you have been calling the offensive side of the ball? And I know if you got ejected, me calling the defensive side of the ball, there'd be a lot of confusion with the players and coaches.
Right. No, I mean, knew the playbook, and you're talking 2017, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to find a way to get...
Goodwin throws it across the middle. There's Newman, his first reception of the night. Picks up about 15 yards. Nice job, Goodwin to Newman there.
Hey, man, that's a start for them, to execute on 3rd and long there and get a first down.
I'll tell you what, Panthers have playmakers.
Absolutely. No, they do have good athletes.
And that was, like I said, the first time we seen Newman tonight on the reception. He was their leading receiver coming into tonight.
Yeah, and to answer your question, Ryan, I would have just found ways to give we had a lot of playmakers that year as well and get those guys the ball.
So nice job by Knipe there, forcing Goodwin on a bad pitch there. And another young sophomore there getting some good playing experience for the Hawks.
Absolutely, and a team that is kind of has upperclassmen, it's good to be out there and make a difference. When you're a younger guy, that kind of transfers as you get older. You can become more confident in your abilities, and you can fine-tune things as you progress as well.
So 2nd and long for the Panthers. Goodwin fake to Harvey. He's going to throw it out there to the far side to 14, and he's going to get ran out of bounds after he picks up about 5 yards. That's right on the reception. There's plays that they're talking about getting the ball to the playmakers in space, throw some quick screens out there. That's the kind of throws I thought we'd see a little bit more in the first half.
Right, and with that being said, when they're trying to do something like that and accomplish that, you got to look where the defense is lined up and see kind of where their holes are, where you have the most green, and you want to attack those areas.
So Goodwin's going to call his own number. He fumbles the ball, but I think he jumps back on it. And that was Knipe again on the tackle for loss. So nice job by Braxton here early in the second half. I think they call him BK.
BK, man. My cousin.
Your cousin.
My cousin.
And your sponsor.
I'm his sponsor. I'm his confirmation sponsor.
Yeah, how about that? We have your BKs, and I'm Collins' sponsor. So, boy, I think we did something all right.
I'm also Andy Steichen's confirmation sponsor as well. So I got two.
Wow,
I got
you
two
got two
on
under
my
your belt.
Yes.
You're doing something right, Coach Arnold.
That's what I'm saying.
Goodwin rolling out here to the near side. Has all the time to throw.
But there's a lot of Hawks in the secondary.
And he's going to throw it across the middle to Deschette. And I think, just out of bounds. I thought he had his toe in.
Nice catch. That was good body control to make
that
catch and soft hands and go down and try to keep that foot in bounds.
Boy, that was asking a lot by the Hawks DBs to cover a receiver for
what felt like for 20
seconds.
There. Yeah, and looking at that, obviously Kingsley wasn't able to convert on that. But when you're St. Mary's in that situation, you don't want to stay still. If you're staying still, the quarterback can kind of read and dictate what happens. You want to be kind of moving around a little bit and keeping his eyes moving and wondering where you're going.
And that was 4th down, so you have nothing to lose. Just throw it there, see what happens, and if it's intercepted, so what? So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 35-yard line. Ortman's going to hand off to Fish. Fish is going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Gets for a couple. Nice job by the Panthers with some gang tackling. So 2nd and 8 for the Hawks. Just under 5 minutes here in the third quarter. Ortman calls his own number, trying to run here to the near side. He gets met by a bunch of Panthers for a loss. Nice job by the Panthers D.
You know, as a coach, Ryan, here,
Pratt and Deschette and Wright and Rankin, all of them guys were on the play. So nice job there by the Panthers. I tell you what, we're seeing a lot of fight by the Panthers here early in the third quarter.
Well, that's what I was just getting ready to ask you, Ryan. You know, as a coach, you know, these last two plays, you saw a lot of gang tackling. And in a game like this, a lot of emotions, you know, you start getting concerned that your starters are out there and involved in these big plays with a lot of guys tackling them, and you just don't want to see anybody get hurt. Is it too soon now to pull your starters? Would you like to see it get to 50, or what's kind of your magic number when you were a coach?
You know, I like to see a nice drive here. And it's going to be Ortman to BK. Braxton Knight picks up 9 yards. We got a flag on the play.
Yeah, something happened to Alex Schrader there.
Yeah, I think he got hit downfield. I think it was probably going to be a little pass interference, but I don't think it was intentional. Just got caught up there. So that was a nice job by Ortman. Had all the time to throw the ball, and then found Braxton across the middle. So we'll see what the flag is. The Hawks are marching back like maybe it's on them. And it is. Pass interference on the Hawks. So the Panthers are going to make them push them back here, which makes sense because it would have been 4th and short. Now it's going to be 3rd and about 2 miles.
You know, when you look at the energy on the field for the St. Mary's players, and they're really not deterred by this situation here, Ryan. You know, they're kind of like, all right, let's see if we can get it here.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of going through the motions, not really sure what to do here. But, you know, you ask about pulling the starters. I would have liked to see a nice drive here. So
right.
You know, let's see what they can do here in a 3rd and a country mile here.
Yeah, you want to end on a positive note with, you know,
Ortman drops back to pass, has some time, throws it over the middle, and it's off the fingers of Keaton Harpenall. Boy, that looked like a good pass and a good opportunity for Keaton.
Yep, that's tough, but that happens in football. You just got to bounce back and, you know,
so the Hawks are going to punt here, and nice job by the Panthers forcing a Hawk punt.
But a good ball by Kale again, you know, hits him right in stride. If he catches that in stride and has his feet on the ground, he's scoring a touchdown most likely.
Right.
So good play call and good throw. Yeah, that Keaton Harpenall kind of reminds me a little bit of Alex Schrader out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they kind of have the same capabilities, it looks like.
So Willman back to punt for the Hawks. Good snap. And a nice punt end over end. It's going to push Deschette back to about the 20-yard line. And Deschette is wrapped up by Keaton Harpenall. So just missed the catch, and tell you what, he goes down there and makes the play.
That's what you like to see, you know.
Nice short memory right there.
Exactly. Like, let it go and move on to the next play, and, hey, now you bounce right back and you made a good play.
So the Panthers doing a nice job here in the third quarter, fighting still. And it's going to be the Hawks ball, or the Panthers ball at the 16-yard line. So Panthers hand off to Harvey on the near side, and he runs hard for about 5 yards. Once again, a beautiful night for Week 4 football, and under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. We got continuous clock here, so time's flying by. Nice crowd by the Panther sideline, and good side by the Hawks, and hopefully got a good audience listening to us at home. So 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Ooh, little false start. That looked like ranking on the false start.
Yeah, if I looked at my phone, I'm sure there'd be quite a few people looking for shout-outs.
Oh, yeah. Shout-outs.
People are tuning in all over the place.
So this be a good time for our trivia question, Coach.
Oh, you got a trivia question
I got a trivia question.
Dang.
So we talked about 04 last week.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to 04.
Okay.
A good one on the fake. He's going to roll to the near side, looking downfield, throws it over the middle, and it's going to be bobbled.
That's tough.
Out of bounds. So Deschette caught it, but just on the bobble. Nice effort by Goodwin and Deschette. Boy, he's a
good
ball player.
I think so too. Yeah, he's been playing a good game, and
boy, he's got to be tired.
That's
a
tough play.
He's running a lot.
The only problem with that pass play, and I love those plays, those corner routes, because they're really excellent. But you just run out of real estate. You know what I mean? You eventually just run out of room. So
right.
You got to, in practice, you want to space those out a little bit and play with that sideline and have it be a real boundary for yourself.
So 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. 35 seconds left here in the third. Pratt on the motion. Pratt with the pitch. Cuts it up the middle. And he's going to get tackled close to the first down. I think he's got it.
They gave it to him, I think.
So nice job by Pratt. So the Panthers move the chains and
and St. Mary's just kind of got aggressive with their flow there. You still clear up like this. You want to continue to make sure you clear your gap first before you move. Don't anticipate stuff and start moving around. That's when you get out of position and they can come back and do a counter strike and move the ball on the floor.
Absolutely. That's the third quarter. Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 42, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Staying healthy means enjoying life's best moments, and the best way to stay healthy is to make your routine appointments. Whether you have new symptoms or it's time for your annual exam, the providers at Floyd Valley Healthcare know and listen to you, so you'll get the care that you need. We help you stay healthy by providing preventative care, finding health concerns early, managing chronic conditions, and connecting you with specialty care close to home. Don't miss a single special moment. Make your appointment today.
I'm Dr. Brooke Kahns. I'm a new general surgeon at Floyd Valley Healthcare, and I look forward to working with the community.
Welcome back to Hawk Football. All right, Coach, to the trivia question. For all of you that don't know, Coach and I played football together back for St. Mary's. Graduated 05. My senior year was 04. Coach Arnold would be a junior in 04. So, Coach, that team, my senior year, had how many sets of brothers on that team? So that is the trivia question for the week. And who are they? So a little two-part. Since you came out with me with the trivia question, a little two-part. So a couple reverse here, and Deschette's got the carry, and he's going to pick up a couple yards. So a little fun there for the Panthers. I like to see the Panthers having a little fun.
I think I have 4, Coach.
4?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Let me think.
2nd and 7 for the Panthers. I like that trickery. I mean, have some fun with it,
Absolutely. Yeah, my final answer is 4.
Your final answer is 4.
I'm going to say 4.
And you're going to be incorrect for the second week in a row.
Who am I missing? Austin and Andy, Jordan and Russell, you and Colby, and Zach and Josh Schrader.
Shorgs. Tyler and Ryan.
Man, that's a good one. That's tricky.
Majors.
He didn't have a brother. Derek can play.
Derek played his freshman year.
Man, what do you do at home? Just go back and look over the 04 roster?
The answer is 7. 7 sets of brothers on that team.
Wow. Man, I was way off.
Yeah. So it was Fellers, Steikens, Hayeks, Shorgs, Majors.
Man, I would have never guessed a couple of those. I just forgot about it.
Rudens.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, Rudens, too.
And did I name them all?
Schraders? Did you say Schraders?
Schraders. Yeah, there's 7.
Fellers. Wow.
7 sets of brothers.
That's nuts. That's
I thought you were gonna
guys right there.
I thought you were gonna hit that.
That's almost as many players as we had in 2018 on the entire team.
Isn't that crazy? And a
we
lot
had
of those.
30, I think we had 36 guys out that year, if I'm not mistaken. It was close to that.
It was
36.
Yeah, and you think of that, it was a lot of seniors and sophomores, brothers. So that we won it 04, and then they were right back in it in 06. So Goodwin drops back to pass, looks over the middle, it's covered, rolls to his right, throws across his body, and it's going to be deflected by Willman, almost intercepted.
Man, he made a good read on that ball, and got to jump on it.
Yeah, nice play by Willman. That was intended to looked like was that Pratt on there. So, Coach, I got you for 2 weeks in a row. I wasn't confident about this week's trivia question. I thought for sure you'd get this one right.
To sit and ponder that would have been way too much dead air time. You know what I mean? So I was just like, 4 sounded right. I really didn't remember a few of those.
I knew I'd get you on. I think the majors. I felt confident.
On like a football, like a scheme or stack.
Okay.
Maybe a stack question.
Okay. Maybe like where you went to college type of deal.
What's that?
Where a player went to college type of deal.
Or like hawk trivia.
Oh, we got some second stringers in here for the Hawks in a bobbled snap here between Walschmidt and Koink. It looked like the Hawks got back on the ball, so it'll be second and long for the Hawks.
Yeah, and I was actually, Ryan, we were talking this morning a little bit. I don't believe that St. Mary's, at least as long as I've been, the last 6 years around here, Kingsley has ever, St. Mary's has ever pitched a shutout in football to Kingsley. So
really?
I think that could be a first.
This is Walschmidt on the carry into the near side, breaks a few tackles, close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it. Nice to see him carry the football. He was injured here before the season. So 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Have some young guys in there now with Harpenall and Worth and Holman and Koink and Walschmidt. And
yeah, this is really good. This
there.
is a chance to get some good film on these young guys. And also, you want them to play a good.
That's Koink on the carry. The far side picks up 6 yards.
You want them to play a good continuation of the game you've already started, as varsity and starters and come in here and get your shutout for you.
That's Brady Koink on the carry. I think Jeremy's been carrying the ball the last few weeks for me. Jeremy Koink. But that's Brady on the carry.
I see Jeremy Koink down there. He's got a pretty sweet mullet going on, man.
He's rocking the mullet. Is the mullet back in
I don't think so.
Back in style?
Was it ever in style?
That's a hard no for me.
No offense if you have a mullet.
Walschmidt calls his own number right up the middle, and he's going to get tackled right close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, I suppose I'll be a good nephew and give a shout-out to my uncle Steve Sevy Phillips, only because he was really let down that he didn't make the St. Mary's all-time 100 baseball team, and they voted on that this last year. So I want to build his self-esteem a little bit and give him a shout-out on this. But, no, they left him out of the list, man. But when you're throwing, trying to throw guys out at home and the ball lands from right field on pitcher's mound, that doesn't cut it, Ryan.
Yeah, get left out of that top 100. That's always hurtful. Koink gets the carry right up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown. Brady Koink on the touchdown. A 13-yard run by Brady Koink.
And those types of plays are really good confidence boosters because, even though the score is what it is, that you can go out there and execute against another team's varsity when you're a sophomore, because most of those guys were sophomores.
Yeah.
And that just continues to grow as you get into your junior, senior year. And I think that's a big deal with the culture is you just develop that. These guys are getting good reps and in practice are going against good players, and that's really how you keep it firing on all cylinders.
For sure. Nice run by the young Koink, and Jackson kicked the extra point. And it looks good from here. It is. It's Remsen St. Mary's Hawks 49, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. 6:22 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll keep it here. So, Coach Arnold, have big plans for the weekend?
Oh, this weekend? No, kind of. I know I got a lot of workouts to do. I do some boxing coaching now and stuff like that. So I'll do that tomorrow. And Sunday, actually, we're going to put up the new boxing ring we got at our gym. So we went down to Kansas City and picked that up this week. And Sunday, we're going to put it all together and get the new ring going.
Nice. Break it in a little bit.
Watch some football a little bit over the weekend. It's not a very exciting weekend for college football. I think we talked today. I was like the most exciting game on paper is like Miami Hurricanes versus Texas A&M. But all three, Iowa State, Iowa, and Nebraska are playing. So I'm sure I can watch a couple of those games and get my heart broken again. But that'd be the move.
Yeah, and how'd the fantasy squad do for you week
tough,
one?
Good win. Good win out of the gate, yeah.
Good.
Took down my boy Zach Schrader.
Yeah, he had a rough fantasy baseball year, Schrader did. Pratt on the return, breaks a few tackles, cut it near to the 30-yard line. Nice job by the Panthers.
You know, for me, Ryan, as a coach too, like these returns when you're up like this are kind of the more scary moments. You know what I mean? You've been playing good defense and they're having trouble finding the end zone, and it feels like in those games, man, that's when that big return comes and they get on the board that way.
Yeah, it'd be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. So here we go. Goodwin sends Pratt in motion. Going to call his own number to the far sideline and pick up 5 yards. So if you're going to throw a shout out to an uncle, I think it's only fair I give a shout out to my uncle, Bob.
Ooh, the Whisperer.
The Whisperer.
The football Whisperer.
You know, and boy, he knows a lot about everything.
Do you think Bob's tuned in right now, Coach?
I don't think Bob's tuned in. He's afraid to be great. He's afraid to be great.
You know what? Bob Hayek is afraid to be great.
So I'll give a shout out to him and a shout out to my lovely family and wife and kiddos.
I mean, if anybody deserves a shout out, really, it should be your old man. I mean, he's the guy that started this whole deal. You know, back in 2001, I think,
90,
right? I think it was
90,
the first varsity season.
99.
That was the first varsity season?
That was the first varsity season.
I thought the first year was all JV.
98 was JV.
Okay, so 99.
99 was...
I'm trying to think who would have been in that... Would that have been like Michael Mackin graduating class? Those
98 would have been...
Jeremy Holman.
Jeremy Holman.
That's right. I posted that picture 3 years ago when I was coaching.
99 would have been Jesse Gallus' senior year.
Nope, he's in the same grade as Jared Holman, I believe. I think he'd have been a 2000 guy. So I think Jeremy Holman, Michael Mackin in that picture. Ryan Gallus was in the picture. Dusty Colleen was in the picture.
Yeah.
K-Dog was in the picture. You know, good assistant coach Kaler. Yeah, it's weird, man. Just like...
So I was thinking about that earlier today. So if Fuller Digital is back when we were playing,
yeah,
who's calling these plays?
Who's doing what we're doing?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, you're coming to Remsen. Not a lot of people know about football because we just started. You know, it's a soccer school. Who's calling the play-by-play for the Hawks back in the day?
That's a really good. I don't think we have it, man.
I think I'm going Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah, he played. He'd have been
Craig
right.
Hoffman.
Kaler would have been good.
Schoen? Father Schoen?
Father Schoen would have been nice up here. He's a pretty knowledgeable sports guy, Father Schoen was.
So I was thinking about that today as well.
Who would have done it?
If we had Fuller back in the day, who would be the voice of the Hawks? We did have the voice of the Hawks, Al Luch.
Yes, for years.
I mean,
yeah,
does he do it both?
You know what? He probably could.
He probably could have.
He was pretty good at it, man.
He set the bar high. Set the bar high.
Ooh, you know, we could have thought, you know, not to be biased for my family, but, you know, old Grandpa Wally used to call some baseball games back in the day. And,
you
know, he could have, you know, give it a shot.
I think he'd be, yeah.
But, hey, how about the Hawks second team out there?
Boy, I tell you what, man, I take a lot of things out here from the second half. I like how well the Hawks second group is playing.
Absolutely.
And I really like the effort on the Panthers side without their leader. I think
for sure
they played. I think they played a great second half without their leader there.
And like you said, you don't know on their sideline what coaches know the offensive scheme. You know what I mean? If they, you know, you're in practice every day, but if you don't have your own rhythm for calling the plays, it's not as easy as some people think just to go out there and, you know, dial up any play on a whim.
Yeah.
You have to be able to set plays up, and you have to know what the defense is doing and how they're moving around and what plays are going to be effective.
Yeah, I think the Panthers caps off to them, you know, and that's probably led by their seniors, guys still fighting to the end.
Yep. And it's tough your senior year to start off, you know, with the record they have, but fortunately for them, I believe this is their first district game.
Yeah.
You know, so now you're just trying to fight and save it, you know, and these games really start to matter a lot. So you just got to really start to fine-tune things in practice.
Two losses before doesn't really matter. Now you just got to finish the district good. And Holman on the sack for the Hawks, big 5-5. So, you know, Goodwin's had a heck of a day. He's really fighting. So 4th and long here for the Panthers. 1:40 left
we talked
here.
Before the game, Coach, you know, kind of like, you know, what does a team need to do to beat St. Mary's, and what does St. Mary's need to do to, you know, prevent themselves from being beaten? And, you know, in a game that started off the way it did, I remember talking about it. Kingsley went right back to those passes and was moving the ball down the field, and unfortunately, just the execution part of it was missing, and that's essentially how this game turned out the way it did.
Oh, Goodwin loses the ball. That was Holman again, and looks like BK on the pressure. Look at that. Our sponsors with the pressure.
And my other cousin, Lennon Steichen, out there, too. We got 3 sophomore defensive linemen, and they're putting some good pressure on the quarterback there. So
boy,
that's good. And, people
it's like stealing. It's like stealing like a JV game,
right?
There.
Well, yeah,
we talked about that last week.
They're able to figure out what works for them in a pass rush. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of games you're so key on the run, like, hey, you can't just go blow by your guy. You got to have the pass rush concept. So
this is my favorite formation of all time here, the old victory formation.
I don't like it, man.
Oh, and it's a bobbled snap. So Lenny wanted to fake everybody out and just snap it when he wants to. So 25 seconds. Hawks are going to go to a perfect 4-0 on the year.
Good win for St. Mary's. Kingsley's a tough athletic team, and kind of a proximal, rivalry, I guess you'd say. They're close to us, you know what I mean, and right down the road, and to come out and execute like this against a good team, you gotta feel good if you're a Hawk today.
Yeah.
See the guys come out and perform the way they did.
And the Panthers, tough loss here. Go to 1-3 on the year. So it's Remsen, St. Mary's Hawks 49, Kingsley-Pierson 0. We'll take a break here, and then we'll come back here with final thoughts here, and stick around for Coach Osterman's interview.
Gangler Feed Service in Remsen is your complete farm store. We feed all farm species, and we're a Hubbard, Kent, and big game dealer. Whether it's sprayers, grain banking, corn drying, or feeding your animals, we're your complete farm store, and service is our business. Gangler Feed Service in Remsen. Call them at 786-2234 or stop in and see them. Service is our business at Gangler Feed Store, Remsen.
Welcome back to Hawk football. Big W here for the Hawks, going to 4-0. Making the score 49-0. Coach Arnold here is struggle first quarter for us with the mics. We had a tough first quarter with the mics. We got you adjusted. We got you the volume you needed, and we dominated, I think, the second quarter through fourth, just like the Hawks offense and defense did through tonight. We talked to both coaches, what they want to do offensively, defensively, and with our talks, I'd say with Osterman, I think everything worked out it's about as good as he wanted it to.
Right, yeah. It seemed, he was able to execute his game plan and slow down the running game for the Panthers. They gave up some big pass plays, in a sense, but Tim was willing to take one-on-one coverage with his defensive backs and their receivers, and it did work out for him. And then for Kingsley, just not able to slow down that dynamic offense for the Hawks, and also get their offense going past a couple plays. Those are things you could look at as a coach, and know what plays are kind of not working for you against faster teams, and you start spotting some of that stuff.
Coach Osterman wanted to make the Kingsley-Pierson Panthers throw the ball. And when you say throw the ball, you look at Goodwin's stats coming in tonight. I think 13 TDs, 1 interception tonight. Had a hard time finding his receivers and threw 3 interceptions to the Hawks defense. Credit the Hawks defense by getting those turnovers by the Panthers. So good job by the Hawks executing the game plan.
Right, absolutely. And, St. Mary's defense and offense, but, defensively especially, they're just so fast. And, on defense, you're at a disadvantage because you don't know what play is going on. You have to follow a guy around. And to make those plays, that's the reason the score is the way it was tonight. And hats off to them. And I thought they played a really sound football game.
Yeah, and on the Panthers sideline, you start the season 1-4. Early in the game, doing things great. From the 15 to the 15, just moving the ball. But just inside that red zone, just could not convert into points and lost opportunities there and some turnovers. So just talk about the Panthers, how they just kind of shot themselves in the foot and didn't help themselves out.
Right, and, we've talked about this before, even, on our own, and when we were both coaching at St. Mary's, when you run a lot of wildcat shotgun offense and you don't have a lot of reps under center, when you're in those 4-1 situations, the guy taking the snap, is 4 to 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. he's got to get the ball and get back to that spot just to get a no gain. And so I think that was the big play of the game early on, that fourth down, that failed conversion on fourth down, and then it just kind of seemed like they never got themselves going again. They'd get big plays, and then they get down in the red zone, and, the interceptions obviously hurt a little bit. And, they're not bad throws. Like, he's making intelligent throws. They're just not going to the exact right spots he wanted them to go. And you don't know. I mean, he's been throwing the ball well all year. You don't know what's going on inside everyone's head and what they're going through that day and where their focuses are at. So I thought he played a good, he definitely was out there to win. He wasn't afraid to make those throws, early on. I'm not going to speak, what happened after the last interception and, once the coach was gone, because that seemed like that really took a lot of focus off
and,
them.
And he kept his composure through the whole game, too. He
Right.
could have easily folded after those early interceptions, but kept his composure and finished the game strong. So we're here with Coach Osterman in the house. Coach, big win, 49-0 over the Panthers. Kingsley-Pierson Panthers. Coach, we talked to you earlier this morning about keys to offensively, defensively. Offensively, you wanted to stay ahead of the chains, and actually, the first quarter, you were behind the chains most of the drives to start the game off.
Some good shots, I think.
And you wanted to execute. Thought the execution was good. Offensively, it was just moving right along. It seemed like after a few flags, but they just was rolling. Talk about your offense just a little bit.
I think offensively, Coach Gallis had a good job, a really good job putting together his plan. I know he talked to several different people on what exactly to look for and how that was going to work itself out. Big kudos to Kale early on. He was running and throwing. I thought the offensive line did some good things. A couple of holds that we got to get rid of, but overall, that first half, that was impressive. We could do just about anything we really wanted to. There's a couple of run game things we still have to clean up, but overall, I was really happy with the offense. Overall, it was just great.
Yeah, and then you go to the defensive side of the ball, and we talked to you earlier, stop the run. They only had 34 yards rushing the first half. You want to force Goodwin to throw the ball. I looked at Goodwin's stats this morning. Now, this guy's nuts. He's completing almost 80% of his passes. Coach Osterman wants him to throw the ball. But just, you guys came up with 3 interceptions, 2 turnover on downs. Early in the game, it looked like they had some big plays moving 20-20. But once they got in that red zone, the Hawks defense came alive, took some big opportunities away from them, and that kind of really set the tone.
Yeah, I think that very first drive, we had seen a couple things on film, what they were going to try to do. And right away in their second play, they came back to kind of a meshing concept, and we knew something was going to go deep there. And we got an interception. That was a hell of a catch down there along the sideline, and then we come back down and score. But, yes, they come right back, and they hit a play down the sideline. And our defense has done really well in the red zone this year, I guess, overall. I'm really excited about what that future really is for us. But, and the biggest thing that I was really concerned about was could we take away the run game? Because if a team like this can run and throw, then, yes, they are very dangerous. If we can get them to be one-dimensional, that allows our defensive ends to get upfield, allows them to kind of make some plays. And they struggled early on to do that. They got there a little bit later. But I think overall I was really impressed with our defensive line. I think Caden Groper had a really good game. Jackson Bunkers played well early too. So, and kudos to the secondary. I think we did some really good things in the back end today. Lost ourselves a couple of times, but you're going to do that against good teams. They're going to know what to do and how to beat you. So we got to keep looking at that stuff, keep teaching, and hopefully continue to get better.
That's a good Kingsley-Pierson Panther football team, and then a team that didn't quit in the second half when they could have easily done that. So give the Panther team a lot of credit there. Coach, big win, going to 4-0 on the year, coming back next week to St. Edmund, or coming home, homecoming. And so you got that fun week, and
that'll be a mess.
A bunch of chaos for all coaches during this next coming week. So I want to congratulate you tonight, Coach. Keep up the good work, and appreciate Coach Osterman taking time and talking with us. But I want to thank everyone for listening to tonight's game. Thank Coach Arnold on the call with me, and thank Isaac Conover for doing the camera work. Panthers will be home against Newell Fonda Mustangs next week. Hawks will be home against St. Edmund Gales. Your final score, Remsen St. Mary's Hawks 49, Kingsley-Pierson Panthers 0. So long from Ryan Hayek.